I met Kylie 6 days after she was born. As you can see, she was born prematurely. I was 5 months pregnant, and
we were sitting and I heard this big loud thump upstairs in my house, and it was my wife having a seizure on the floor. They ended up taking her into an ambulance, and she had 5 seizures on the way to the hospital. Rushed her into this little operating room. They took me into a separate room, and they proceeded to tell me that they had to take the baby out or we were going to lose Grace or my child.
when Kylie was first born, she had a 40% chance of survival. She was translucent. She looked like a little alien. She had a little hat on and these really cool like shades. They were like cloth shades that covered her eyes, and her diaper was little, tiny little thing, like a little Band-Aid almost. And she had all these machines on her. In speaking to the doctors, they told us that she had a lot of challenges ahead of her, and that there were going to be a lot of baby steps, and that there were going to be ups and there were going to be some downs, but in the end, you know, that we had to be faithful and be there for her. There you go. Yeah. We had an echogram done, and the echogram showed a heart murmur. And the heart murmur, it gave them the strong inclination that the PDA hadn't shut. So when the baby is in utero, or when the baby's inside the mother, the oxygen is transported through the blood, which is connected through an artery that's connected to the baby and to the mother. So when a baby goes full term, the duct that is connecting the mother to the baby shuts by itself. But with Kylie, it didn't. So it remained open, and she was having trouble with her lungs, and she was having trouble with her just maintaining weight. So they ended up doing the PDA to close it with the clasp in order for her to survive. The surgery drained her of a lot of energy and a lot of nutrients, and so once the surgery was over, she continued to get better, but very slowly. You watch the numbers on this monitor go up and down, and if they're down, it's not a good thing, and we were seeing a lot of down. So it took months for her to really start changing and recovering.
She didn't pee yet.
She didn't pee? Aww.
You want to watch out and make sure she does, because the anesthesia affects the urine. You want to make sure that when it wears off, your kidneys are back to normal.
Okay.
That kind of
And, every time we would show up, there would be like a new thing that she had accomplished. When she first got that trach out, it was just, music to our ears, even though it was like a little tiny kitten just trying to meow. Because my son, Christian, had been just waiting to hear at least a little peep from her, which was very hard when you have a big tube down your throat. And every time Dan or Chris would talk, you could see the monitors starting to rise, the numbers starting to rise because she would hear them. The first time I held Kylie was probably at the end of July and beginning of August. I would just tuck her in here in my bra, and she would just lay there and just sleep. And she was so small and tiny. This is like a huge help to the baby, in the development, in the brain work, and just the touch of a human body versus always being in this cold little condo sack thing, And so far, we still don't know the complete ramifications of some of the drugs that were used to keep her alive. And we won't know, about cerebral palsy or anything that's more permanent than what we already know about until 2 or 3 years from now.
She's unmotivated by the lights anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, are you going to annoy me again?
She heard that.
Yeah, she likes speech. She's very social. That was a nice eye shift. I don't know if I counted, but that was nice. I could
So
get
we
that.
had a physical therapist, developmental therapist, speech therapist, audio therapist, and occupational.
Children who have NICU stays and prematurity have greater risk. But those risk factors miss 50% of children with hearing loss. But those gentamicin, did she have gentamicin? No antibiotics and IVs. How long should
Oh, yes, she did. A lot, yeah.
Yeah, so there's IVs, medicines we have to give newborns to save their lives that can cause hearing loss. Doesn't mean it causes hearing loss, but it can. Oxygen more than 5 days, that's a risk factor. Low birth weight, risk factor. Prematurity, risk factor. So she's got a list of risk factors. Hey! Yeah, you like it? Good job. Let's do it again.
Ooh, look at.
Yay! Yay! Mommy did it! Your turn. Should I do the doggies here? Yay! Your turn. Let's listen.
Look at. Kylie, look.
Let's
Look
listen.
at it. There's nothing more important than your love for your child, and I give everything, Kylie, that I can. And whatever you have to go through to get her to that next level, you are going to do, and you're going to do it strong, with God, and with hope, and it will all come out okay. Every milestone I'm grateful for. She can walk today. She can say mama today. She can, in the beginning it was, she can breathe today. That is more important than anything. What she does today, if it was better than yesterday, that's what's important.